What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another AMA, where today I'm answering your questions you left in my community tab. I'm going to do my best to answer as many as I can, so let's go ahead and get started. And question number one is from Polar Cub, who says, what NHL team do you dislike the most? Realistically, I don't have a least favorite team. I'm going to say the Montreal Canadiens, not because I don't like them, but because I want to see the comment section, people losing their damn mind at me, and people being angry because I said it, even though it's not true. Mark Shin asks, Toronto for the Cup, yay or nay? I personally think that Toronto actually got worse in the offseason compared to where they were in the playoffs, so I'm going to say no. And I like the Leafs, are my second favorite team. I watch a lot of their games, but I just don't see it happening. Tyler asks, who out of these teams will make the playoffs next year? The Sens, the Wings, or the Sabres? As much as I want to say the Red Wings, obviously they are my favorite team, I am going to say Buffalo has the best chance out of those three. I just think they're further along in their rebuild, as they should be. They've been doing it longer than both Detroit and Ottawa, so it only makes sense. James asks, will the Canucks make the playoffs this year? Personally, I don't think they do make it. I think they'll be competing for a playoff spot, but at the end, I don't have them making one of the wild cards. I'm sorry. But hey, I was wrong with a bunch of teams last year, so I'll probably be wrong here too. Nrps, is this a good trade? Detroit gets Trevor Zegras and Troy Terry. Anaheim gets Moritz Seider and a third-round pick. No. No, it isn't. Detroit probably never takes that deal. Said JJS, how many goals will Caufield get? I could definitely see him hitting the 40 goal mark if he stays healthy, plays a full season. 40 goals is not out of the realm of possibility. That depends on his health and how, I guess, the Habs are doing as a whole, but I would be surprised if he doesn't hit at least 30. P-Bear asks, do you think EK65 goes to Pittsburgh or Carolina? Everything I've seen says Pittsburgh. Every time I go online, it's always Pittsburgh and Pittsburgh and Pittsburgh and Pittsburgh. Carolina seems to be out of the equation, so that probably means it's going to be Carolina, because we keep hearing about Pittsburgh. Now, at the end of the day, I think it makes more sense for him to go to Carolina. I think they're more suited for him to go after a Stanley Cup. Whereas if he goes to Pittsburgh, I don't even know if they make the playoffs this year, you know what I mean? So, we'll see. Ryan asks, do you watch baseball? And if so, who is your favorite team? I am actually a big baseball fan. I'm a Detroit Tigers fan. And I just want to say, yeah, it's been tough goings lately as a Wings, Lions, and Tigers fan. Kind of sucks being a Detroit fan right now. But hopefully, all the teams are on the turnaround, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, I played baseball for at least 10 years growing up, so I've been a big fan for a long time. Rylan asks, how many goals do you think ADB will score with Detroit? I mean, I'm hoping for 40. We haven't had a 40-goal scorer in Detroit since Marian Hossa. That was like 15 years ago. So I would love to see 40 goals from ADB. But I think what's important, and a lot of people don't realize from this, is that he's going to help open up the ice for other players, right? A lot of teams are going to focus on Alex DeBrincat and his shot, meaning that Dylan Larkin, Lucas Raymond, David Perron, Michael Rasmussen, who's ever on the line with him, will have more space and more opportunity to score as well. Fred asks, how many goals do you think Conor Bedard is going to get? I have him penciled in for about 25. He could get a few more, a few less. I don't think he'll score more than 30, if I'm being honest with you. But I'm probably wrong. I'm wrong about a lot of these things. I say 25. It's Dark S. Is Braden Point a top 15 center in the league? I would say definitely. I think you could even make a case for him being top 10. He's a phenomenal player. I don't know. I don't really see a way that you couldn't have him in the top 15. Ivan89 Hockey asks, do you think there's a chance of Conor Bedard being a bust? While there's always a chance, I think this is a very, very slim chance. Even if Bedard doesn't come into the league and put up, 120 points like McDavid or whatever, I still think that he's going to be a phenomenal player for the Chicago Blackhawks. Even if he only puts up 70 points a season, that's still a phenomenal NHL player. Brian asks, if you could take one aspect of any other sports game's Ultimate Team and put it in the hut, what would it be? Personally, I'm going over to MLB and I'm taking their Battle Royale mode and putting that into Hockey Ultimate Team. Not only is it a nice little tournament where you get to draft different players, but you actually get some crazy rewards from it too, and I think it would be great for Hockey Ultimate Team. I really do miss Draft Champions. Now, that being said, there's an absolute ton that you could take from a bunch of different games. Hut seems to be very far behind in a lot of these aspects. Next question, who do you think will be better when their careers are said and done, McDavid or Bedard? I'm going to go Connor McDavid. I think he's the best hockey player we've ever seen. And I like Connor Bedard, but we have no idea what he's going to play like. We've never seen him in an NHL game, so I'm going to go McDavid. Dark Viper asks, what happened to Hut Warriors? And do you think Kyle Dubas is trying for one last cup run with the Pens? Thank you for the kind words, my man. Well, first of all, I've actually done a video on Hut Warriors and where it went, but essentially, I can't get into a Hut game. I cannot play. Whenever I click to play a game, it says I don't have permission to play online, and I've never seen it before, and I don't know what to do, and EA doesn't know what to do, so I don't know, man. Hut Warriors is dead until next year, I guess. As for the Kyle Dubas question, there's no doubt, obviously, he wants to try and make a push for the cup. You have Crosby, Malkin, Letang, maybe Erik Karlsson in the future. They want to try and get that cup one last time. Kyle asks, are you renewing your season tickets with the Spitfires, and if so, which players are you most excited to watch play this year? I am renewing my season tickets. Me and Tactics HD will be going to every Spitfire game possible, and the players I am looking forward to seeing play the most, it's Anthony Cristoforo. He's a defenseman. He was drafted very high last year by Windsor, and he is so much fun to watch. From preseason last year, we were watching him on the ice skate, and it was phenomenal, and he only got better as the year went on, so I'm very excited to see how he does this year. We got Kyle asking, how long do you think the game survives without GM connected, and how long until the Flyers make the playoffs again? What's great is I can answer both questions at the same time, never. Now, in reality, the Flyers, I give them 4 or 5 years. They're going into a rebuild, obviously, but they're going to have Michkov. They have a lot of young players, and they're only going to get more young players, so give them 4 or 5 years. They'll be back in the playoffs. And as for GM Connected, I actually have no interest in GM Connected. It's not for me. It's not my kind of game mode, and I've heard and seen some stats on other games that have GM Connected, none of seasons that actually get played and whatnot. I don't know if it's even worth it for EA to add it in. That being said, I hope they do add it in for the people that want it. I just hope that it actually gets used, unlike roster sharing. We all seen what happened with roster sharing where it came into the game and it's very seldomly used. It's kind of disappointing. Now, there's a couple more questions for me to answer, but the thing is, like 9 of them are all the same. Who do I think is winning the Stanley Cup? Guys, I can't see into the future. I have no idea how the season's going to play out. If I had to pick on who's winning the Stanley Cup, I'm going to give you this answer every single time, and it's going to be the Arizona Coyotes. And until they are knocked out of the playoff race, you cannot prove to me otherwise that they're not winning the Cup. On top of that, everyone's asking me about ADP and Dylan Larkin and their chemistry and how they will play together. I think that they're both going to get around 80, 85 points. I would love to see them push for more, but I got to be realistic. And if I think Detroit will make the playoffs, probably not. But hey, it's still going to be a very fun season. Anyways, guys, that is going to do it for this AMA. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. I've been recording for about 40 minutes now, and I'm starting to lose my voice. So I'm going to stop now. I'm sorry if I missed any of your questions, but keep an eye out on the community tab for another one where I will be doing another one of these probably in like 2 weeks. So if you have any questions, leave them there, and I'll do my best to get to you. Thanks for watching. Have a great night, and I will see you tomorrow with another video. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay frosty.